So let's get back to what we're doing today. Today, Shona Aviva is going on a long journey. I have found a reborn artist who has agreed to repaint her and make her biracial. Why am I doing this? I've always wanted an authentic ethnic baby doll, but it's just difficult to find. There is one seller on eBay that has been on there a few years, but do you know how much her ethnic Maddie cost? £2,000. And when I look at that ethnic Maddie, I will put a photo here right now. She doesn't look anything like the other Maddie Reborn. She doesn't have the typical Maddie face. Now, even if she did, I wouldn't spend £2,000 on an authentic reborn baby doll. But looking at that photo, I just don't think that it takes £2,000 for, or even anywhere near that, for the seller to make her. So I've not bought her, even though I've been yearning for ethnic Maddie for 3 years, you know. So I found a reborn artist who's agreed to take this baby and make it into a biracial. They're going to repaint her. So I'm sending her off today, but guess what? There's a problem. She's heavy. So that means she will cost a lot of money to send to the reborn artist. So it means I'm going to have to dismantle her and just send her head and her limbs and her legs, because that's all that needs to be painted. Her body doesn't need to be painted because her body is made of cloth. Now, sending off your baby, your reborn baby, to reborn artists can be quite nerve-wracking. But fortunately, I already know the work of this reborn artist because I bought a reborn authentic baby doll from her on Etsy last year. I'll just go and get that baby and show you. So because I've already seen the baby and it's a biracial baby, was made very well, and I've still got him, the hair that she put on his head, beautiful, looks like real hair, and the painting is absolutely perfect. He hasn't got any paint rubs, so it made sense for me to contact her. Yesterday I did, and immediately she said yes, she would do it for me. So I'll just go and get him so you can see what he looks like. Hello. We've got better lighting now. I've opened all the curtains, switched off the light, and I think you'll be able to see my baby dolls better. So this is my gorgeous Joanna Awake sculpt by Bountiful Baby. I got him brand new on Etsy, and as you can see, he is biracial with beautiful mohair, which looks very, very real. And this is him. He's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that nose. So he is similar. In fact, he's the brother of little Chloe here. They've got the same eyes and nose, though they're not the same sculpt. He's a Joanna Wake sculpt and she's a Imani sculpt. But that's the reason why I bought him, because he reminded me of this sculpt, and I love their noses. Her mouth is open, his mouth is closed. But it's the similar eyes and the similar nose. The material that they're made of, the facial material, is very different. Hers is kind of rubbery, and his is silicone vinyl. Well, vinyl, not silicone, just vinyl. So he's an original sculpt, brand new, Joanna Awake. So he's made as a girl, but I made him into a boy. And I've named him Hugo Timothy. I've had him for about a year. So Clelia was the artist who painted him and sold him at a discount on Etsy. And I bought him. So I've gone back to Clelia and asked her to paint Shona Aviva exactly the way she painted Hugo Timothy. She's agreed. So I'm not so nervous because I know her painting and her standards. So in order to get Shona Aviva off, I'm going to have to dismantle her. If you are very squeamish and you see this baby doll as a real baby and the thought of seeing her head coming off is just too much for you, this is the point of the video where you need to just switch off and we can say goodbye for now. But for the rest of you, stay tuned while I dismantle her and show you how to do that if you've never done that and you've wondered how to dismantle a reborn baby. So I'm going to have to uh, take off her hat and turn her around. Now at the back of her, you will see a cable tie. So I'm going to have to cut that cable tie in order to get her head off her body. So I'll just leave her there and get a pair of scissors. So I've actually decided to use this, which is a nail cutter, but it's very sharp and it can get in to that awkward corner there where her cable tie is, just there. So I'm just going to snip it. I'm hoping it will get through. I'm having a feeling now I might not get it through. Oh dear, I don't think this is going to work. Let's try. Anything sharp will do, but be careful that you don't cut her head or, slice into her head a little bit. Oopsie daisy. Come on. This should be quick. That might not work. Let's get her scissors instead. Nope. Scissors not going to work. I don't think. Oop. I've got it through here, but I mustn't damage her head. I mustn't. There. I got it. So this pair of pointy scissors worked. So the cable tie is cut now. So all I do is pull it out of the neck. Then her head should come off. Her head is stuffed with beads and polyfill to make her head heavy. Now, Clelia did say that if I want to, I can empty all of this out of her head so that the she won't be that heavy, and the postage will be cheaper. And the head is quite heavy, I have to say. So I don't know where I should empty, because this head is heavy, and I'm thinking her limbs are going to be very heavy too. I might do that. I might take out the stuff because it is quite heavy, this head, and it's just not worth paying all that money for postage. So I'm going to get a box and a bag. I'm going to pour this stuff inside because I think it's going to end up being very heavy if I just send her like this. I don't know. It's really weighty. I know what I should do. I should take off all her limbs and then weigh them. And if they're not above 2 kilograms, I'll just send her as she is and not take out all the stuff in. That's the best thing to do. So let's get her legs off. Her body's not going. It's just her legs and her arms. So let's take off her arms next. Yeah, let's do her arms. So this is her arm, and her arms and her legs are exactly like her head. They're held together by a cable tie just here. And all I have to do is cut that cable tie without damaging her arm and without damaging the cloth. And this will release her arm from its socket. So I'm going to try again with the pointy scissors because it worked the last time. See it? Done. So I release the cable tie and her arms come off. And her arm also is stuffed. So every part of her body is stuffed to give her this heavy 8-pound weight. And I'll do the other arm. So I've done the other arm and now all I've got left are her 2 legs. And it's the same thing again. You look for that cable tie, you look for the beginning bit, you get something sharp and pointy. Be careful not to puncture her skin or her cloth body. Be very careful. And I'm going to put the scissors in again, the pointy end in through the cable ties. You can see I've got the pointy end there. I put it through so it comes out. The pointy end is coming out the other side there, as you can see. Yeah, and then I'm just going to cut. I'm going to be very careful not to cut the cloth body and not to cut her skin. Wait a minute. I think we are there. See? Yeah, that's it. Got it done. Pull out the cable, take off the leg. Got one more leg to go. Oops. And I have to be careful. All her filling is coming out here. So I've got to be really careful with this. I wonder what I can do to stop this stuff falling out. Maybe if I stuff that hole with something, it will stop the filling coming out. I think if I cut this into 2 and then stuff it into the hole, it might stop the filling pouring out. Let's see if that will work. She's just going to have 4 big holes where her limbs were, and then it's going to be 1 hole where her head was. Let's see if I stuff this in the hole, maybe it will stop the filling pouring out. I put 1 in there, 1/2. Didn't quite cut it. Let's put the second half. Yes, it worked. It has stopped the filling pouring out. So here she is. The limbs are removed. Now I've stuffed some rags into these holes to stop the filling pouring out because it has been leaking since I've done that. And then the head bit, the neck bit, I've stuffed the romper that she was wearing on. I stuffed it into net to stop the filling coming out. So I'm going to put that in a bag because, yeah, in order not to lose the filling, if it decides to leak a bit more, put the whole body in a bag and keep it there until she arrives back from the Reborn artist. And another bag, and then keep her in the cupboard. So in the meantime, I've got this box to put her in. The Reborn artist said I need to wrap her very well so she doesn't get damaged. So these are the bits that are being sent off. I've kept the stuffing in. I've decided not to take the stuffing out. It's just too much filling, pouring everywhere, bits and pieces everywhere. I think it's easier to just send it like this. And also, if I take it all out, it would take me a few hours to stuff it all back in when she gets back, so I'm not going to. Now I know the reborn artist will probably have to take this out because she's going to have to take the eyes out in order to paint the face, but I'm going to let her do that. All in the price, isn't it? Let her do that. So what are we going to do here? What we could do is put all the limbs in this plastic bag here. See if they all fit in. They should do. All the limbs fit in. But will they all fit in with their head into this box? The head is quite big. It should fit in, yeah. They all do fit in. That's great. Fantastic. Let's protect her head. Let's get the head in first. So I've got the head in. I think I'm going to split the limbs up into twos. So I put the arms in at two together, wrapped together. Excuse me. But the legs are separated because they're very chunky. They're very chunky. So I've put one leg in there by itself, and I'm putting the second leg in there by itself. There you go. All done. Ready to be posted. There it is. Just need to put a bit of cardboard, extra cardboard under here. She's on her way. On the 11th of November, I get the photograph on the right of Shona Viva, and I've just inserted a photo of her when she was not repainted on the left hand side so that you can see the difference. And the Reborn artist wanted to know what I felt about the skin tone, and I said I'm happy with that skin tone, and if she can just do a bit more work on that skin tone, but I'm happy with the way it's progressing. So when I get this photo, I feel quite relieved because I had been worried about her, hadn't been with my doll for nearly 4 weeks. So it was so reassuring to get the photo. Friends, this is the end of part 1 of Shona Aviva's journey. Please join me in part 2, the next video, where I continue and complete Shona's journey. Thank you for watching.